Today we'll be taking a look at the possible conflict between Rey Mysterio and Dominik, an update on Aalyah Mysterio, the Retribution member that quit the group, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on if you're new, and drop a like below. So, after wondering where they've been for weeks, Rey Mysterio and Dominik recently made their return to SmackDown. WWE also reignited Rey's feud with King Corbin on SmackDown as well. Dominik was originally on commentary, but got involved in the match in the closing moments. There was also some miscommunications, and then Rey Mysterio lost that match because of Dominik getting involved. A lot of fans speculated about the look on Dominik's face and was wondering if Dominik was at least considering the thought of turning on his father. We see Rey Mysterio and Dominik backstage, and Rey teases a surprise. He hints at the fact that he was going to bring in someone to help them. But let's get back to the conflict between Rey Mysterio and Dominik. Is there something there? Well, when Dominik first made his debut, everyone assumed that Dominik would turn on his father right away and align himself with Seth Rollins. Everyone thought WWE would use the generic storyline of Dominik wanting to break away from his father's shadow and be his own man, which would have been a fine story, but WWE obviously didn't go down that route with Dominik. It sort of went down that direction with Aalyah for a bit. It felt like she was trying to break away from the family to join Seth Rollins, but that whole idea came to a sudden stop. So, is WWE revisiting the idea of splitting Rey and Dominik up? That's always going to be a possibility. Everyone expects for Dominik to be the one that turns on Rey Mysterio, but don't be surprised if Rey makes the first move after all. Rey Mysterio was recently a guest on WWE's The Bump and discussed the idea of turning on Dominik in the Royal Rumble. I would love to throw him out right away. Yes, I mean, we have to do it. There is just no other option. Either he goes or I go, but I'm sure that I get first dibs on that. So he's going over the top. So that seems to be a little teaser for what to expect between them during the Royal Rumble match. Maybe Rey does it, or maybe Dominik will have the big moment of throwing his father over the top rope, and that leads us into more Mysterio family drama. Rey Mysterio and Dominik always talk about their goals of winning the tag team titles together. But if that's not happening anytime soon, I'm sure one-on-one match between the two of them on a big stage would be just as special of a moment for them. There's a lot of directions you can take this story in. Maybe Dominik gets tired of just sitting on the sidelines and just wants to fully start his career already. And the only way to do that is get rid of Rey Mysterio. Would you be excited for a match between this father and son? Speaking of the Mysterio family, there's still two members that are nowhere to be seen. These two being Aalyah and Murphy. Reports claim that Murphy was backstage last week, but wasn't used on the show. Rumors also had it that Aalyah wasn't backstage at all. So it's unknown if they didn't use Murphy because Aalyah wasn't there, or maybe it was just another creative issue, but Murphy was at least there. Going back to the Rey Mysterio teaser of him going to talk to someone for help, we still don't know who that person might be. It's possible that that individual he's going to is Murphy. Murphy has been missing since early December, so maybe this is some sort of reintroduction for Murphy and a way of bringing him back to television. But if it's not Murphy, you have to wonder who Rey and Dominik are going to for help. It's also interesting to see what reason WWE comes up with to explain Aalyah's absence from TV. Is Aalyah's story done for now, or will she keep popping up every now and then? We'll have to find out what's going on there. But what are your thoughts on everything going on with the Mysterio family? You might remember that Retribution originally debuted with another mysterious woman on Raw. That individual was Mercedes Martinez. She was present for Retribution's official reveal and unmasking, but she never returned to Retribution after that. Mercedes recently spoke with PW Insider and opened up about her decision to leave the group. I was given an opportunity, and I took the opportunity, not knowing what the outcome would be. You gotta make the best with anything you can, but I think when that opportunity came, it just wasn't for me. When you hit the pinnacle of your career, as I did, hitting 20 years, you want to make the most of your career and make it a part for a legacy. I just think being part of that group, it's not a hidden fact that it was me. I don't hide the fact. I don't mention it, only because it was just a small part of what the bigger picture is. So like Mercedes said, she's 20 years into her career. She'll be turning 41 this year. And she just felt like it wasn't for her. It wasn't something where she could leave a legacy. It was a great move by her. She's extremely lucky that she saw the writing on the wall early on and took herself out of the group because the stable does have no direction at all. And she made a great call by getting out of there. It was also very bold of her to do it because, like she said, you're just told to say yes and take every opportunity given to you. But she was so uncomfortable in the stable that she wanted out, and understandably so. Everyone understands what she meant. So it was the right call. She's now on NXT again, picking up where she left off at before all the Retribution stuff started to take place. So it's great to see Mercedes Martinez happy with her decision and happy in NXT. You love to see that. Everything ended up working out for her. WWE recently announced their plans for the next 3 years of Wrestlemania. This is the first time in history that WWE has announced 3 Wrestlemania locations in advance like this. They usually do it year by year, but we got 3 confirmations. So let's talk about these 3 years of WrestleMania. Raymond James Stadium, who was robbed of their WrestleMania last year, gets a second chance to host again this year. It'll be the first WWE event to have a massive crowd of live fans since March of 2020. So what's the number of fans we're looking at here? The number that's being mentioned right now is 25,000. Usually when you think of WrestleMania, you think of anywhere close to 100,000. But in today's world, 25,000 is pretty much the biggest crowd you'll see at any event right now. There will be 25,000 fans in attendance for both nights of WrestleMania this year. There's even rumors and reports that WWE may take off and go on tour sometime after WrestleMania. Even though it may be true, it does seem a bit unrealistic since a majority of states still don't allow fans in arenas. So we'll see how they adjust that plan if they do go out on tour soon. They will be able to use the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium for a few months, but you have to remember that MLB season is just around the corner in springtime. The Tampa Bay Rays are going to need their stadium back for their baseball games, so time is starting to run out for WWE in Tropicana Stadium. So no matter what they decide to do, they're going to have to start packing up things from that stadium in a few months. Then the decision from there will be to either go on this limited tour, it seems like, or find another home for the WWE Thunderdome. That will be the big decision that WWE has to make real soon. So we'll see what ends up happening. What are your thoughts on today's stories? Do you want to see Rey Mysterio versus Dominik feud? Do you like Mercedes' reasoning for quitting Retribution? And are you excited for WrestleMania? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.